wanted to bring you the 5 different types of detoxes. And based on where you're at right now, not where your friends at, not where your family, based on where you're at right now, you'll choose the right best fit for you. And even if it's not a functional medicine detox, at least begin to learn about it. Learn about how the nutrition's added in, the intermittent fasting, the meal spacing and timing, all those things can be very beneficial to you. Welcome back, everyone. Great to have you here on the show. Excited to get into how to choose the right detox for you. So every once in a while, I like to make sure that anybody who's not familiar with a functional medicine detox or different types of detoxing, that we can really bring you into this new wave of overall health. There's a lot of people who like to put down functional medicine detoxes or detoxing in general. They just play it off like your liver and your kidneys. They detox for you, and they're doing that every minute of the day. And while that's true, we know that people are getting sicker than ever. And also, when we run their labs, we can see all of these built up and stored toxins in their body. So just to give a really quick recap, your liver, which is the organ under the right side of your rib cage, and if you're watching this on video, I'll show you right now. It's this large red organ underneath the right side of that rib cage. Well, it filters about 1 liter of blood every single minute. So it essentially filters all of the blood in your body about every 6 minutes. So it's very, very impressive. And it goes through what's called a phase 1 and phase 2 detox. And that's allowing you to break down all these 100,000 man-made chemicals in the environment. Benzenes and flame retardants and plastics, those bisphenol A's, herbicides, pesticides, glyphosate, all of those are being broken down in your body. It's doing an amazing job. And it goes through what's called phase 1 and phase 2 detox. If you've never heard about this before, I'm going to link up a completely free course for you on detoxing and even some detoxing based episodes. This isn't detoxing necessarily drug addictions, things like that. It's actually removing the man-made plastics and chemicals out of your body that we're exposed to. You know, keep in mind the average individual is exposed to hundreds of toxins every single day through fragrances and cookware and cosmetics and cleaning materials. So it's around us, right? It's a ubiquitous in the environment. Our human body was never meant to be exposed to the 100,000 man-made chemicals, not nature-made, man-made chemicals in the environment. And what happens is, although your liver and your kidneys and your lungs and your skin are detoxing all day long, it doesn't get everything. We know that because we test the body, right? Anyone can test the body. This isn't like proprietary knowledge. It's just most medical doctors never do this. And so they just don't believe in whatever they've never been taught or done, right? That's just the way that it works. And that's like that for most people in the world. And I understand that. I agree with it. It's like anything you don't know kind of scares you. And so you start to talk negatively about it because it's out of a person's wheelhouse. And so I just think that if we put our focus more on the patient and the wellness client, we don't need to put down other styles of medicine and healing, but instead we can just talk more about what we know and how to help people through that. And there's always going to be people that need help. And so that's really what it's all about, is taking a more integrative approach, a gentler approach. Instead of yelling at people and trying to make yourself look greater by standing on top of someone else, why not lift everybody up? If it's really about the patient and it's really about helping them, then why don't we help the individual? That's what I believe, but that's neither here nor there. I let other people decide that. I just try to do my work and keep moving forward, helping people. And what happens though is if we don't remove these toxins, well, they get stored. Where do they get stored? The adipose tissue in our body fat. That's why we know body fat holds on to chemicals for years. For years. We know this, and it's really coming to light because when athletes lose weight, they have to make weight for a competition with wrestling or boxing or martial arts. What happens is you start to see chemicals that they didn't even know were in their bloodstream from years ago using these substances. And they come out because they've been liberated from the adipose tissue as they're burning body fat, right? That's why if someone's on a weight loss program, we want them to begin with a detox. It's going to be much healthier and they're going to have less symptoms, less reactions, Herxheimer reactions. But also, the toxins don't just get stored in the body fat in the body, they get stored in the fat of the brain. And since the brain is predominantly fat, that's where it's getting stored as well. And many of these can pass the blood-brain barrier. So I just wanted to give you a quick update there as to why this is so important. But now we want to get into 5 different types of detoxes. And I think that this will be really helpful because it doesn't mean that you want to right away jump into the strongest type of detox, right? You want to work your way up. And so the very first place I would start And I believe that this is really important, that you don't overdo things in the beginning. You may want to just start to clean up your nutrition. Now, that isn't a detox. People like to say, well, I'm detoxing this week from sugar. Well, no, it's an elimination diet, right? So you're eliminating certain foods. It's not a detox and elimination diet. A true detox means that you're giving your liver more of the nutrients it needs for phase 1 and phase 2. So it's things like glutamine and selenium and zinc and methylcobalamin and methylfolate and B6. So it's all those nutrients that we need. And then phase 2, antioxidants for what's called the intermediate metabolites. And then phase 2 is more like taurine and N-acetylcysteine and glutathione and all those sulfur-based amino acids, like sulforaphane, all amazing. And you don't have to worry about all this. You can actually complete one, just by following the directions, but you wouldn't start there right away. That's going to be number 4, okay? So the first part is you clean up your nutrition. And really what that means is you focus on more whole foods. And you say, an elimination diet, call it a detox if you want, but I'm going to focus on what I can see growing in nature. So is it a whole food, or did it come from a box or a bag? And if it came from a box or a bag, it might still be okay, right? You can buy almonds in a bag, right? You can buy those there, so it's okay. You just have to ask yourself, is this a healthy choice, or is this basically a flour? Is this something that's been ground down and processed? And again, there's a time and place for using some flours, no doubt about it, but that might be the first step. And I think this is important to look at, and then also starting to integrate more of those sulfur-based vegetables that will help with detoxification. Those are things like broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and bok choy and all those great foods that you can look up, just cruciferous vegetables. And I can do a show on those if that would be helpful. But those will then ramp up. It will give you more of the amino acids for breaking down these harmful toxins. Now, go easy. If you're not eating a lot of cruciferous vegetables, start with just a half a cup or a cup to ease those back into your digestive system, okay? Now, the second detox, and again, I'm going to put that in air quotes as well. People say, I'm detoxing, I'm going through this detox. And really what they're referring to is they're only eating for a certain period of day, and they're consuming water or herbal teas. It might be milk thistle in some of the teas, silymarin it's sometimes called. It might be dandelion root. But really those teas and the intermittent fast, they're not truly a detox. Now, it's part of a nice time of allowing your body to detox, right, naturally, because you're not eating food during a 12, 14, or 16-hour window, or sometimes more. But it is working because your body doesn't have more toxins coming in, at least from food, at that period of time. So step 1, we really look at whole food. Step 2, we look at a window. Stop eating. The more hours before you go to bed, the better. Like, you'll get better sleep and you'll have better blood sugar and better detoxification. So try to stop eating 3 to 4 hours before bed, whatever your bedtime is. Then stay in bed for 8 hours or so, and then wait an hour or two maybe after waking up. Again, I can't give you any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or diagnosis, but I just want to share that with you. It's very successful in our practice. A real world example. We try to have people stop eating by 6 p.m., go to bed by 10 p.m., start eating again at 8 o'clock or so in the morning. Well, that's already, if you look at that, that's already a 14-hour fast. If you wanted to do 2 more hours to get 16 hours in and starting at 10 a.m., that's up to you. That's up to your body type and how you feel. But that is a great way to naturally just start to ramp up a little bit more energy towards detoxification if it doesn't have to go towards digestion, a little deeper level of autophagy. All right, and then the third detox is a 1-day reset diet. This is where we really start to get a little bit more into true detoxification. So I have a podcast on the 1-day reset diet. I will link it up for you. And it can be done in a few different ways. The easiest way, and I always want to share with you the easiest way with the most benefits that our clients have seen. They're going to use, now it can just be water and a daily activated multivitamin at breakfast, lunch, and mid-afternoon, and I'll explain the timing in just a moment. But most people do 1 scoop of daily nutritional support around 8 or 9 a.m. 3 hours later, 3.5 hours later, another 1 scoop, which is very little calories, only 7.5 grams of protein for those amino acids to basically buffer catabolism, too deep a level of catabolism. And then it gives you all of the phase 1 and phase 2 nutrients that you need, just at a lower level. It's not a full detox, okay? It's at a lower level. And you can do this 1 day a week. That's it. And so shake it, let's say at 8 o'clock, another shake around 11:30, another one around 3 p.m. It's just one scoop. That's all that it is. You can use the chocolate. People love that. And then at 6 p.m., you would have a normal dinner. And you might be saying to yourself, well, that's not a full one day. That's not 24 hours. But actually it is. If you go from dinner the night before to dinner the next night, you're getting that full 24 hours in. And that's been incredibly helpful in our practice, incredibly helpful for people to do once a week to balance healthy levels of inflammation and all sorts of things that they're trying to maintain with proper weight, etc. So I'll link that up. We have a free PDF with it, and you can check it out and adapt it to how you'd like. So all of these will be at stephencabral.com/2825 if you want to head on over there. Okay, the fourth one is actually a functional medicine detox. So that is really doing a 7, 14, or 21-day detox. That includes 2 days of the liquid fasting, which is basically the one-day reset, but with no meals. It's 4 shakes a day. And then moving into day 3, which is then just it's a nutrient shake. It's a detox shake. It's just liquid. That's all you're doing. Water and this specific daily nutritional support. So you get the phase 1 and phase 2 nutrients. You're using something called FM detox, which includes phase 2 nutrients, and then the AYU detox, which is Ayurvedic herbs to act as a powerful antioxidant, helping to better stabilize healthy levels of blood sugar, inflammation, and also bowel flow as well. So really, really powerful. That works amazingly well. People use it to get healthy, lose weight, or act as a catalyst to then get on a proper nutrition plan, a proper intermittent fasting plan, because you're getting taught all of those things. You're implementing it as you do these 7, 14, or 21-day detox. People do a longer detox if they need it for more wellness-based issues, if they're dealing with wellness issues, or if they want to lose 15 plus pounds. So that's really, really helpful. And I don't want to go too deep on that. There are multiple companies that have it, but always look for a functional medicine company that provides this. This means that it's researched, that the certificate of analysis shows that it's free of mold and bacteria and heavy metals, because of course you don't want to add that to your body, and that typically they guarantee their results. You always want that. You want the science and the guarantee, because people deserve, if they're investing their money, they deserve to get the results they're looking for. The one that I use is just at stephencabral.com/detox. See if it's the right fit for you. But you decide ultimately what works best for you. And definitely take advantage of that free detox course, which will teach you everything that you need to know in depth. I always recommend it for practitioners as well. If you're a practitioner and you're looking and learning more about functional medicine detox and how ultimately it will help all of your protocols work that much better in your practice, definitely check that out. And that course is at stephencabral.com/courses. Click on the detox one. That's the one that is free. Okay, so that's a functional medicine detox. You can learn more about it. It provides you with all of the phase 1 nutrients and all of the phase 2 nutrients. It's truly the actual one and the only one that's a true functional medicine detox. There are things like cleanses. I've talked about those before. So just a quick note before we go to our 5th one. A great cleanse can be an intestinal cleanse. That's basically using things like Cascara Sagrada and senna and aloe vera and other things like that to move the bowels, to get everything out of the bowels. That's not a detox. That's a cleanse. It's removing, it's cleansing your bowels. Nothing wrong with that, and people sometimes use it on all of our protocols, including the detox protocol. It's a great add-on. It is not a detox, but it is a cleanse. It's a great removal process. Another great one is juicing. I'm a huge advocate of vegetable juicing. Not fruit juice, not fruit juicing. I like to eat fruit, but not juice it. You want the fiber with the fruit. You want all of the skin, the antioxidants, all that. But vegetable-based juicing can be phenomenal as well. It does not provide all of those phase 1 and phase 2 nutrients. However, it gives you a great digestive rest. It can be amazing for the skin, amazing for the energy. It can be helpful for weight loss as long as you have a plan of how you're going to transition off of that. So I'm not against juice fasting. I'm an advocate. I think it's great. You could even use it if you wanted to for your one-day juice fast or your one-day reset if you wanted to. It's not going to provide the phase 1, phase 2 nutrients, but it can give you a day of digestive rest. And it's phenomenal to super saturate your body with all of those plant-based nutrients. So I'm an advocate. I really am. I'm a huge fan of vegetable-based juice. And I'll try to even make one of the next Fridays or so the company that I recommend, at least in the United States, that can ship you truly organic juice and truly non-diluted juice. I don't want to go on a rant right now, but most store-bought juice, they dilute it like 50-50 with water and then the juice. It's unbelievable. So you're not even getting all of that nutrition packed in there. But anyway, I digress. So that is the functional medicine detox is the 4th phase, and it's the deepest level that most people will get to and all that most people will need and do in their life. And that's great. So we do that once a quarter. So 7 days every quarter, and typically people start with a 21-day if they're able to. Now the 5th level, and I wanted to bring this up because I'm doing it this week, is a water-based fast. Now, I have not done a 7-day, which is long, I'm not saying that it's not, a 7-day, week-long water fast in over 10 years. It's been about 11 years. And the reason I wanted to do it is I'm going to be detailing and documenting and sharing some very in-depth protocols for all sorts of things like autoimmune, psoriasis, cancer. But again, I'm not providing medical treatment protocols, but I want to share with you the latest cutting edge research. And no, you don't have to do a water fast. But what I want to share with people, how deep they can take this. Why in every major religion, there was water fasting. Every major religion. And in every major form of medicine, believe it or not, even conventional medicine before like the 1950s, there was water fasting. Why the original naturopaths in the 1800s and early 1900s used to take people into forest, basically wooded areas. They would call it forest bathing. And they would get all those negative ions. They would do mineral spring baths, but they would be doing water fasting at the same time. Herbert Shelton's work that I've studied in depth, over 35,000 people fasted, has so much rich detail around this. And so that is another level. Now, are you getting the phase 1 and 2 nutrients? Not necessarily. You can be using supplements while water fasting if you choose to. I actually won't be using anything for the first 3 days, and I'm already 3 days in. But I will be using supplements for the last 4 days of this and beyond as I begin to transition into another type of fasting, which I'll talk about in the future. So that's the thing. You can give yourself the nutrients. However, there is a time and place to allow your body to go within and heal and to sometimes move out of the way. And I can't go into all the depth of what water fasting does because that is my time for today, but I wanted to bring you the 5 different types of detoxes. And based on where you're at right now, not where your friend's at, not where your family, based on where you're at right now, you'll choose the right best fit for you. And even if it's not a functional medicine detox, at least begin to learn about it. Learn about how the nutrition's added in, the intermittent fasting, the meal spacing and timing, all those things can be very beneficial to you. So I'll do my best to link up all the continuing education for free at stephencabral.com/2825, as well as that detox course. I hope you're doing amazing. Always let me know if you have any questions. Do feel free to share the show with anyone you believe it could serve. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.